Good afternoon, everyone. I hope everyone is doing well. Thank you for your time today. So today being Tuesday, the day before we all start heading back to our school, that is tomorrow, the 9th. I just want to make sure that everyone is on the same page and perhaps use some time today to make sure that all the reminders and everything that's important is on everyone's radar. So today's intention, if you allow me to speak for a couple of minutes and just give you some reminders and also bring to your attention some of the latest information that we received. So today's intentions are very simple. As you know, New York City Public Schools reopened this week due to our status. PS42 is in the orange zone, so we're scheduled to open tomorrow. So I'd like to talk to you a little bit about that, as well as the COVID-19 testing, some frequently asked questions that we've been receiving. There's also been some information that the Department of Ed has been giving out regarding changes of models for students. And I just want to give you clarity from the PS42 point of view on that topic as well. And then end with, of course, where we are with our school fundraiser. Many parents are wondering about the status of school photography, student photos. And so please allow me to steal a couple minutes of your time to just go over some of these items. If they're reminders to you, excellent. If it's new to you, again, you need to hear it a few times, that's fine too. So, so to begin with, as you know, tomorrow was scheduled for December 9th. Students in cohort A will be coming in tomorrow, that's Wednesday, B Thursday, and of course Friday is C. So our A, B, Cs are scheduled for this week. And then of course the following week, the model we will be following is cohort A is Monday, and then the following Tuesday will be cohort B, and so on and so forth. Please use the school website for the school calendar, but some parents were asking questions about that and just making sure we're all on the same page with the actual schedule. These return dates apply to the students who also went from full remote into blended learning, and you should have received all your information about what cohort you're in and whatnot. So this scheduling incorporates the students who are joining us in blended learning. If you have a question, please reach out and talk to us about that as well, okay? I also would like to, once again, remind you of the importance of the city's posture with COVID testing. As a father, as a principal, as an educator, depending on what hat I'm wearing, you know, I can see how many people have different opinions and comfort zones with the concept of students being tested in school. But for purposes of right now, the school is being utilized from the city and the Department of Education as a site to ensure that it's another step in another process for the city to ensure that schools remain safe. And so please, the first day back, if you're a cohort A student, that's tomorrow, and any day thereafter, the cohort Bs and Cs, please understand that it is imperative that students are, student consent is given for COVID testing. Should you have a question or concern, you feel like you want to have a conversation with one of us at the school, we will certainly provide that opportunity. We will not weigh in with opinion, but we'll clear up any misconceptions that you might have and also walk you through the process. And so there is a video that's available that you can review, and that will actually address a lot of misconceptions. It is not the type of test that you see on the news quite often, or perhaps you even had in the early stages of COVID testing. This is strictly a swab in the very tip of the nose area for a matter of seconds in each nostril. And I've had it, and many students thus far has gone through this process. But please trust me when I tell you, our faculty is always with our students when the testing takes place. And should a child be in a very bad place, not in a good mindset, trust me when I tell you, we will make sure that all students remain in a good headspace, and we will never force a child to do something if there's not a sense of readiness. So should you give consent and something just doesn't feel right with them, please trust us. You do already, and we greatly appreciate it, but trust us when we tell you we got this piece, okay? And we want to keep your kids in a good place. Again, reach out if you have a question or concern. And if you would like to fill out and give consent, visit the New York City Schools account, NYCSA. And then you can also go to the same site, schools.nyc.gov/COVID testing, to print a hard copy if you want to submit your consent form in that fashion. Reach out to us if there's a question. There is, of course, once again, reminders. We will allow for exemptions to take place if it's in a medical or if there's a disability. Please read over the literature we've been sending you. It's there for a point of reference. It's very hard to remember all the information we send out, so review the information. But there are exemptions, and the protocols are for medical and both disabilities. And we will help you with that if you should have a concern with this or you have a question. Feel free to reach out. So moving on, the mayor and the city have been, the mayor and the chancellor, I'm sorry, have been messaging for, at every given time when there's a news press conference and whatnot, I often hear that they're looking for schools to look to increase the volume of students attending school, in-person learning. And their goal is that they would love to see students be able to attend school 5 days a week. And that's actually our goal as well. And so what we're going to be doing is re-looking at our registers and to see what model works best. Right now, we're involved in model 2, which is A, B, and C, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. But should we have the opportunity to reconsider another model, we'll be able to do that once everyone is reprogrammed and reassigned to cohorts. For example, due to the consent, some families are choosing not to give consent, and as a result, students will be displaced to full remote. And I also would like to say another mechanism will be if families are claiming a seat, meaning Mr. Sharkey or PS42, I would like to be a blended learner, my child to attend school on the various days, cohort A, B, or C, but choose not to send children in. At some period when attendance records are reviewed, they also might be displaced or transitioned to, I should say, to a remote D. That will not happen overnight. That will happen with a conversation, and that conversation would really take place to just address misconceptions and make sure everyone's on the same page. We will not do that without consent, but there will be a conversation taking place. Should the number of students transition from in-person learning to full remote increase and afford us the opportunity to look at a model that will allow more students to come in, we will address that. And that will probably be right after the holidays, come the new year. Currently, we're having a work in progress protocol where surveying our families of students whose students attend self-contained classes. And so based on IEP and student needs, we're looking to increase the protocol to 5 days in-person learning from 2 or 3 days. That is an approved model that the city is asking us to review, and we're doing that as we speak. And if there is the opportunity to do so, we will probably do that as well. But if you are a parent whose child is in a program, self-contained program, you should be receiving a survey from us, if not already, by close of business today. More to come with that, folks. So as I mentioned in every opportunity, our current data will most likely be shifting from the blended learning model. The number of students right now, we're at 65%. I anticipate a slight shift to students to remote based on the attendance protocol that's required for blended learning, as well as the consent forms. That will be a gradual transition if it happens. So I just always want everyone to be on the same page with who we really are and what our numbers look like. And the last piece is, of course, as we start looking at opportunities to increase blended learning, the number of days, we will constantly keep our families in the know, and we'll be reaching out to each family should a cohort assignment change. Last but not least, I would like to close with our PTA, of course, does wonderful things. And as you know, they are very much responsible for doing the fundraising that we do here at the school. And so on the 18th of November, that was our last day in school, and we had a photographer taking photos. but due to the closure and the lack of opportunities come in to take photographs, we're in the process of rescheduling. Now that we're open, this morning we've been back and forth with the PTA and our photographer, looking to get a date as soon as possible to be able to come in and take photographs. So students in cohorts B and C, we are aware that you still also need to be scheduled, and all of our remote D students, we allow them to just come in and fill based on your schedule and based on your household's needs to come in and drop in to take that photograph. As soon as we clarify dates and solidify dates, we'll be reaching out to you shortly, but we want you to know that this is something we're working on this week, and we should have an answer very shortly. Should you have the need to reach out and talk to us once again on anything we talked about in the slide deck, as well as anything that might surface throughout the course of the week and whatnot, drop it in the virtual general office, and we'll be getting in touch with you to connect and make sure everyone's in a good place. Folks, thank you for your time. I appreciate you. Be safe, be well, and I'll talk to you soon. Thank you.